Welcome everyone, and on behalf of Visakha New Delhi chapter, myself Karthikeya Raman, I'm the secretary with the chapter, and I welcome all the attendees. And we have a count and which is ever increasing. We have 51 right now, and also we would be seeing many more joining us very soon. And I take this opportunity to welcome Preity. Preity is an ISAKA member. That's how I'll start the introduction, although there's a long list of introduction that I would like to comment upon. Preity is award-winning and cloud security advisor, especially CISO. Then she plays a very important part on the global advisory board, executive board, and she's also the author of a best-selling, cost-savvy, secure cloud. So expert in governance, risk compliance, and cost optimization, and also AI. And that is why we have her here as our member who would help us navigate this very complicated world of cyber resilience, and especially with AI coming in. So Preity, over to you, and we look forward to your session and all the rules which are there for the webinars, which I think most of our members already know. They remain the same, and this would be a recorded session. It would be available, the recording would be available on the ISAKA New Delhi YouTube channel, as well as we will be sharing some slides which would be brand cleared and shared with all the participants. So with that, I hand it over. It's also one CPE for every 50 minutes. So we'll have this recorded session done by Preity. And lastly, we would love to have your feedback, because it's a very valuable input for us to make sure that our webinars, etc., are to the point, crisp, and you help us improve them as we. So with that, very happy to have more than 60 people have joined now. So over to you, Preity, not getting in the way. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Karthikeya. Hello, everyone. Yeah, so as Karthikeya already give my introduction, that I am working with WIPRO as a, you can say, advisor as well as an enterprise security architect. And I have won a lot of, you can say, awards, and also written a book that is a bestseller book that is Cost Savvy Secure Cloud. And also I'm into, you can say, overall 20 years of experience with a multi-cloud security, digital transformation, and compliance. And it's like I have been into WIPRO for last 4 years, and I've gone through a lot of security, you can say, whether it's in the migration, whether it's in operation, or in the assessment, or you can say security assurance or auditing and everything, right? So I have covered mostly most of the cloud as well as the cyber security. So same thing I will try to cover here based on the our you can say advanced word, that is AI, right? So in this overall advanced you can say age of AI, right? Although we do maintain the security, but still the resilience is most important, apart from whatever security we applied in our systems, right? So first, so our objective of this whole PPT is that we will understand why this cyber resilience is required in this AI world, right? And how this AI is helping us as well as threatened us. So how we can defend our overall system using an AI, as well as what all threats this to our system, right? So along with that, we'll also learn what are the practical strategies, how we can do the resilience, right? So first of all, for going forward, first we will understand that what is a resilience, right? We are talking about resilience, but what actually is the resilience, right? So resilience is that how fast we recover back, right? How fast we respond to any type of breach, any type of threat which we faces or which we encounter, right? So how well we are prepared for any type of threat, whether in this AI world, where at each and every stage, you can say AI keep on learning the new things by itself and generating the threats for the businesses, for the common person, for the individual, for everybody, right? So that we need to bring the resilience a business. It's like we need to maintain the resilience in our as an individual also, right? So in each and every phase, whether if we are you can say more resilient person, we can also do more protective actions towards the to our business also, right? So now what are the main pillars of resilience? Main pillar is to first identify, understand the cybersecurity risk you face in your system. So before it's like whatever system we are into, right? Whatever business we are into, we should understand that what are the different type of risk we can face. Whether we are facing those risks, you can say at a application level or at a network level, where we actually facing the risk, those types of risk we should identify in advance, right? And then we have to protect them, protect in a sense that if we know that we can face the threats, malicious attacks, right? Then obviously we will protect our identity and access management, right? We protect our we secure our all the overall environment, right? By creating MFA, or by adding firewalls, by adding you can say advanced level of antiviruses, right? So this way we can protect it, right? And then deduct. Deduct is very important, because it's like most of the threats whichever is being generated, or you can say penetrated by the hackers into any of the system, most of them get undeducted, right? So they stay in the system for, you can say, weeks, for months, for years, and they keep on you can say fetching our details, our personal details, our sensitive details, details of the you can say multiple users, multiple clients, right? So it is very important that we deduct also, right, to maintain the resilience, right? So we will understand how we can protect, how we can deduct, and then is the respond, that although we deduct it, right, how well we are prepared that we can respond to those malicious attacks, right? It can be possible that we find that one of our endpoints are our like laptops, our desktops, right? So one of the laptop or desktop is being infected by any of the viruses, right, and any of the malware, right? Now we know that it is entered, we deducted it, right? Now how well we respond to that is very important. Means, do we need to isolate that system from the overall ecosystem, or is it like we need to quarantine it, right? So how well we take the action, how fast we take the action, that all matters, right? That what all brings you can say our recovery, how well we get resilient to our cyber world, right? Then how fast we recover, right? Like how fast we restore our services. For example, if there is a like a complete cloud environment, or the one particular region, right, one particular region in a cloud is get affected, right? How well you do the disaster recovery and keep on doing your business, right? That all matters. So all these five together creates the cyber resilience, right? None of them although it seems that it's only like identify, protect, deduct, respond, and recover, but each of them holds a lot much importance and meaning in itself, right? So that all we will try to cover. So now it's like in a previous time, right? We do a protection, right? Protection, we add some firewall, we add different energy rules, ASG rules, or you can say we add the application protection like OWASP rules and all those rules, right? We add those, we add the policies, we add those, we do the protection, right? Now, why the resilience is important, right? That's what we need to do, right? We understand that what is resilience. Resilience is how fast we recover. So in the coming world, it's like the frequency of the attacks are going to increase, right? And also the complexity is also keep on increasing. The hackers are keep on generating, you can say, complex and codes and everything, which they keep on adding to our softwares, to our systems. So how fast and how resilient are we? How fast we recover from those malicious activities, right? So now AI is a boon as well as you can say curse to us also. It depends on how well we use it, right? Who is using it, how safely we are using it. So it's both our defense as well as an offense system, right? So being we all into a cybersecurity, it's our duty that we will be 2 steps or 3 steps ahead of the hackers, right? We know where can be the loopholes and how well we can do or recover the things, or how well we can resilient back, right? Now the resilience is also required because business continuity is also very important, right? Because if it's like the company is having crores of turnover, right, and generating a lot of profit, and it's like some of generally it's like hackers do what? They first find who's the more valuable person from where they can have more money, right? So obviously when the business is big, then hackers, there is more chance of getting your business hacked, right? So and at the same time, it is very important to keep your business working, right? Even if you face any of the threat, any of the malicious activities, still you keep your business on, right? That is the demand, right? It's like your your personal informations, your client, your customers' personal information is not being leaked. That is the main, you can say, demand of the business, right? And second is like it should the business will keep on going so that the customer will not face any problem, and their trust with the customer can be maintained, right? So if we see some of the examples, like our solar wind example in 2020, 18,000 organizations has been breached, right? The reason was it's like the malicious code is being inserted into these software updates. Although we say that's whenever we face anything, update your system, update your software, right? But here the problem is they insert the malicious code within the software itself, right? So which you can say is which is like nationwide, right? And the biggest problem is that it has not been deducted for months, right? So therefore, it is very necessary that all the systems we maintain those systems which are resilient in nature, means which can help us to have a long-term monitoring, deduction, and recovery plans so that we can bounce back, right? Second example is the Move It software, right? It is in 2023. It is a file transfer tool, and it is being used massively globally, right, by the banks, universities, and government associations. But the thing is that zero-day vulnerability is being inserted into it. What is a zero-day vulnerability? Zero-day vulnerability is like which is generated at a same day, right? For which we do not have any patch, for which we do not have any update, right? that 0-day vulnerability has been inserted into a system, and you can say a lot of government banks and universities has been affected by that, because it's like some of the reasons is like it goes undeducted, and second is that you cannot control the third party until and unless you maintain a proper deduction tools or protection tools in place, right? And then third is like you cannot use a static defense system. It's like 0-day vulnerability systems you need to use, which can keep on you can deduct the vulnerabilities at the same time, create the patches and the same movement, and you can say also recover from it, right? Mitigate those vulnerabilities, right? So therefore it is very important that we you can say we configure or provision only those tools or those systems which makes our system more resilient, which can helps us to deduct the things as well as automatically respond to those vulnerabilities and mitigate those vulnerabilities, and help the businesses to recover so that their reputation, their trust with the customer is not get breached. Okay. So now let us understand that how this new digital landscape is going to be exist in our future, right? So we all are aware that like GPT, right, and all the AI, right, tools existing in the current world, right? If we talk about this chat GPT, right? So we can easily generate, you can say, the personalized emails, right? Based on the social background or social media background of our person, right? So, and at the same time, we can also have some powerful phishing mails. Means it's like if we are searching for something, right? If a particular person is searching for something in the internet, right? Then obviously the hacker will have a eye on your internet, right? He knows that you're searching this thing and you're in a great need of that, right? Even if it's like you're looking for a promotion, or if you are looking for something for which you are so much anxious and want it desperately, right? So those types of mail can easily be generated through with the help of AI, right? And which can urge you to click on some particular link, giving you some one or the another type of you can say benefit, which will which you cannot stop to have, right? It can be anything which is in your mind and you are anxious about it, and just then you see a mail that that mail is proposing you something very attractive and much more than what you are expecting. Obviously you try to click over those links and just want to see, at least let's see what the offer they are offering us, right? And that single mistake single mistake can lead to a big problem, because it's like they added a malware into your system which can be used for assessing the details of the business. Now you will say that I am using my system, how it can be used to attain the messages, or you can say details of the business, right? I'm not doing any business, I'm doing a job, right? How, by doing my personal system, how can I affect my business or my company, right? So it's like you are using some of your emails, right? Business emails. You do configure your Outlook with your system also, personal systems or personal mobiles also, right? So whenever the malicious any malware entered into your mobile or into your system, right? Then there are higher probability that whatever connections you have in your system, those malware can affect those systems also. They can access those informations also, right? So therefore we need to be very much cautious and very much careful about all those things, right? So that first and foremost thing is that we need not to be so greedy, or we need to be every time so much conscious in our mind that whatever we are reading or whatever we are doing, anybody is if giving any type of you can say some benefit to you, first understand the things and then think of clicking, or first of all never click on any of the link. First hover over those links, right? That whether it's a correct link or not, right? Then is a data poisoning. Data poisoning is what? We know that everything is done through the machine learning, right? If we are talking about the AI, it's first start with the machine learning, then is your deep learning comes into picture, then your natural processing come into the picture, right? So earlier it was like we do feed some data into it, right? And based on that data, it generates those information and give it to us, right? Now it is like with the deep learning and natural processing, it's like whatever data we give, they also understands by itself whatever the now the coming one is our agentic AI, right? Agentic AI is what? It's like if we give some task to that particular AI to perform this goal, right? Which is smart goal, right? It will not stop, right? It will do best of its thing. Like if we have to do some attain some goal, right? What we do, we keep on finding the ways to achieve that goal, right? Same way that agentic AI will do. They will also keep on finding the ways, keep on finding the things by itself, right? Not on our command. They keep on doing the things on itself, right? They until and unless that goal is completed. Once the goal is completed, their task is complete, right? So now the thing is, whatever data is we are inserting, if it get poisoned in a sense that the data is being for example the Tesla, right? If they are having a self-drive cars, right? And there are some symbols. Based on those symbols, right, on the roads, based on those symbols on the road, they stop the car or they move the cars, right? So self-drive cars generally based on the signals on the roads perform the actions. If anybody change those signals, right? If anybody do any type of mishandling with those signals, then the whatsoever programming is done by, in that particular AI or in that particular machine, it will not work. Means if there is a stop sign, but if you remove stop from there and add the movement sign, it will keep on moving, right? It do not understand those things. So this is what the data poisoning is, right? Then is your misinformation campaigns like deep fakes, videos or AI generated voice. This we know it very well, right? Nowadays it's like most of the videos with the big celebrities is being created, like Elon Musk videos are being created, or any of the your celebrity, famous celebrity images, or your it is very popular nowadays. Like they put the famous personality video or image and give you one or the another type of benefit, right? Like if you do this particular thing, you will get the subscription from the government or something like that, or you will get shares, right? Your share benefit is like that. So these type of deep fake messages and videos are creating in lot of demand. One of the example is that CEO fraud was done, wherein the CEO complete video image and with a voice is being created and asked with the supplier to transfer, you can say, uh, uh, $243,000 of amount to their bank, right? So this is very keep on going very common. So we need to be very much cautious in all these things, right? We need to be being into security. We need to spread this awareness, as well as we ourselves need to be so much cautious in all those things, that if we see any video and their lips movement is not matching with the words, right, or the same type of action is generated after every half a minute, right? So those are the fake videos. And if it is generally which belongs to some celebrity, right, so obviously you need to be very much cautious, because it's like it can be fake, right? And this is going on in peaks right now, right? Any type of images, any type of videos which is not true is easily accessible in the internet, right? Um, and then is your AI generated attack scripts or your smart malwares. What are they? You just go to Chat GPT or any of these tools, right? And write the commands. Python script you can write to, you can give a command or a prompt to the Chat GPT that create a Python script to scan the open ports and identify the vulnerable servers, right? Even you can create the complete code as well as the tool to scan the open ports, right? So this is very, these types of things, if being used by some, you can say, not a good person, right, then it can brings a lot of harm to our business. But being into security, it's our duty, or it's our, you can say, to make people aware, as well as protect our systems and other systems also, other businesses also, to be aware about all these things, right? Like you can create the script to scan the complete open ports, or you can create a script to do the brute force of passwords. Like, what is brute force password? Where you keep on generating the permutations and combinations of passwords and try to log in into one particular system, right? Those type of script can easily be created from Chat GPT, right? So with the use of this AI, although it's a boom, but at the same time, if it is used for a bad purposes, it is, you can say, also bad for the society as well as for the businesses. And we need to be aware that how we need to protect all these things, right? Any type of phishing attacks, any type of data poisoning, right? And miscampaigning, right? Or any type of scripts, right? How we can protect or add our robust security over those things, right? Now, how we can use AI to make our system resilient, right? So if we talk about the overall thing, right? So the thing is, the we need to create a zero trust architecture, right? What is a zero trust architecture? Zero trust architecture is that we should never trust but always verify. Means whether we are doing identity or access management, whether we are at a network level, whether we are at an application or a data level, or whether we are at the endpoint like your laptop or your desktop security, then we need to, you can say, add our security at each and every point, right? It's easy to create a code, right? But if a code is not secure, then there is no use of creating that code, right? It's easy to build a business, right? But if business is not secure, then you can get down very easily, right? Means even if you reach at the peak and somebody get into your business and somebody penetrate into your business personal information as well as your complete financial informations, right, or data, everything will be lost in a fractions of seconds, right? The complete trust of the customer will be lost, and your complete reputation will be on a stake, right? So therefore, it's very important that whenever we are creating an architecture, or whenever we are thinking of creating any architecture, security architecture, we should create the architecture keeping each and every angle into mind, right? Then is the real-time threat intelligence need to be there. Means we are analyzing the live data, not that it's like we wait for 1 day or 1 week to see that find these people has or these many users has tried to enter our software, right? No, if it's like I am logging into any system, right, and logging into any website, the live data need to be monitored, right? So that is what the real intelligence is, right? It need to be monitored that from which IP address I am doing it, where I am doing it, right? Complete behavior information need to be maintained, right? So am I a legitimate user or not? Am I you can say malicious person trying to enter through the another person's system or something like that, right? So all these live analysis need to be done, or those types of tools need to be provisioned so that we can get the live informations, right? Then the resilient AI governance. Governance is what? Governance is like whatsoever we are doing, but whatever we policies or controls, whatever we are implementing, right? That is based on some rules, right? Based on some proper process, right? That it's like if I am doing a particular, or if I'm logging to any system, or if I'm doing any of the particular activity, right, or storing my data, right? So I need to be aware that if I'm storing my data into a database, right, then that need to be properly encrypted, right? All the keys, all the secret keys, or you can say all the sensitive information need to be stored in a key management tool, right? If it is like your PII, that is your personal informations of your customer, right, that need to be completely data masked. So these type of rules, these type of processes you need to follow, right? So then is the automated incidents control, which what is incident response? Is your complete SIM, right? That whatsoever is being logged, whether it's logged from the firewall side or from the from your endpoint side, right? Everything is being logged and as well as moved to a SIM solution, right? Moreover, it should be automated. It is fine that you are moving the logs to the SIM, you are pushing the logs to the SIM tool, but what is more important is that it should be automated. Automated in a sense that it should be aware that which alert, which is need to be prioritized, right? If means we should you can say whenever we program or automate the system, we will give them the category, or you can say the severity, that this is need to be it will be severe alert, and it need to be addressed immediately, right? So it's like if any IP need to be removed or any port need to be blocked, it need to be done immediately, right? Any user need to be removed, and it should be deleted immediately, right? So those types of things we need to make, that there should be automation, there should be real-time checking, there should be proper governance for AI, and there should be a proper zero trust architecture we need to maintain. So now, if we talk about the different strategies which we can follow to make our systems resilient, is that first strategy is that we secure the AI system themselves. Second is that we include both human as well as machine defense. Third is that we recover and then make a continuity planning, business continuity planning, right? Means we things has already been happened, right? Means breach or a threat had already there, but now how you will cover up or how you will recover back from that, right? So all three need to be maintained. These are the different strategies. So if we go with the first one, that is secure the AI system, right? So if we talk about that one, so there are different strategy, you can say case studies for that. The first one is that train your system, right? Protect training data. So training data is what? That whenever there's a machine learning, right? So we entered some data, like for example, if I'm using my laptop, right, and entering some messages or keystrokes into it, right, the same keystrokes, same key messages is being read by the AI in the internet, right? So that is what the data, but it need to be protected, right? But if we talk about in a machine learning, so so whatsoever data is being collected, that should be you can say directly stored, and you can, that should be protected, right? Uh, in Apple, it's like it collect the data from the user device to train the model, but the user privacy is not maintained. User privacy, it will give the data to the machine, right? And but without masking the sensitive information of my data, right? So that user privacy is very critical. That if it is giving my data to a machine, to a AI to learn or to provide me some advertisement, right, to for my choice, right, then the user privacy is also important. That my phone number should not be provided to them, my personal details should not be given to them, right? My any financial or bank information need not to be given to them, any credit card details. So those types of user privacy need to be maintained, right? So those things. And then is secure the ML pipelines, right? First we talk about the data. Now the second is that securing the pipeline. Pipeline is what? Pipeline is like when we do the coding, right? So we have our uh, continuous integration and continuous deployment of the codes, right? So during that code, the main problem which they were facing is that the ML pipeline often integrate multiple components across insecure environments, right? Like they have different environments, and they integrate those components together, which creates a problem. So how we can secure it, right? So in a GitHub itself, there is a version controlled or a signed privilege, security advanced privileges are there, right? Similarly, it have a advanced security for scanning, right? So those types of things are there in the GitHub itself, which we need to enable it, right? While we do the coding of our AI, right? Then the role-based access control should be maintained in all the stages, whether it's at your development stage or any stage, deployment stage. In each and every stage, there should be a role-based access, right? Only the limited or privileged user need to be there to access those details, not beyond that, right? Then the secret keys or secret data need to be stored in your key management system or a secret management system, that is your key vault in Azure. Okay. So what actually it helps into, it secure the deployment as well as reduce the attack surface. Attack surface is what? Attack surface is which is easily accessible to the hacker in a form of public IP, right? So these things need to be secured, right, by securing the complete pipeline. Then is your monitor for the model degradation and bias. Degradation is what? When we are giving the data to the machine, right? then by the time it will degrade, it will depleted. Means one time my liking is that I want particular thing, right? Another time my liking is different, right? So it degrades, like our mood, right? One time our mood keep on changing continuously, right? Every week we have different, or every second, or every day we have different uh, you can say uh, uh, preferences to do, right? So that data keeps on degraded, right? So it's very the problem is that models become less accurate over a time due to the increasing behavior, changing behavior pattern. So we need to you can say keep on monitoring those things, right? And at the same time we keep on adapting that what's the change in the data, and we create the fair and reliable data. Keep on changing that data based on the real time data, right? So that is the thing. Then our second strategy is that we should create a human as well as machine defense. The first one is that our cyber aware workforces, like we ourselves, right? We need to keep giving training for each and everything, like in a Barclay, right? So what the problem is that employer were failing for phishing and social engineering, this trap, right? So they were not every time the things keeps on changing, means phishing attacks keeps on changing, the social engineering attacks keeps on changing, right? What approach they have taken? They launched the Think Cyber Awareness program, right? Also, they provide the training modules, which is in a form of a game or real-time stimulated phishing campaigns, right? Then they also created a you can say cyber campaign network across their business unit. Means they also keep on modifying their training modules, right, based on the current phishing or current attack area, right? So this helps them drop 60% of this phishing attacks, right? Now, our second strategy is like AI augmented security operation centers. That is our SOC, right? SOC and SIM. So if we talk about this, what they actually problem they are facing, this the NHS Digital was facing, that their SOC team was overloaded and slow to detect the threats, right? Means we generate the logs from each and every tool, whether it's a firewall, whether it's antivirus, whether it's endpoints, right? Everywhere we implement or install our agents to fetch the details and push it to the SOC tool, right? Now, whatever SOC team was sitting there, right? They keep on getting the alerts, right? That this problem is coming, that problem is coming, right? So what they did is they automate it, right? Which I told you earlier also, right? They prioritize those alerts based on the severity, right? And then they automate the threat scoring also. They did the real-time prioritization of the incidents, right? And then also automate those things, right? So this helps them, means it reduces the burdens of the secure SOC team, and that reduces the incident response time, right? From days to minutes, because everything get automated. Then your third point is like behavioral analytic tools, right? Wherein this cement company was struggling with the insider threats and the identity-based attacks in the global distributed IT infrastructure. So what they did is they incorporated the Microsoft Defender for identity of real-time user behavior, and also they add the crowd strike falcon for endpoint behavior analysis, like based on the change in the pattern, right? Means if I'm a legitimate user, right, I'm means I am the CEO or CISO of any company, right? And my timing is like from 9 in the morning to 9 in the night, I generally log into the system, right, and do my normal work, right? But suddenly the behavior changes. Somebody, instead of me, log in with my name, my credentials, with my uh, ID, right, and start fetching the details, right? Start fetching, or you can say try to keep on roaming around some of the things, or try to fetch the sensitive informations, right? So obviously this defender will you can say analyze that thing, that there's a change in the pattern, there's a change in the behavior, and then automatically generate an alert that somebody is trying to steal something, or somebody is trying to get into a system, right? So by using all these things, it remove, or you can say insider threats can be mitigated, right? And it also reduces the false positive. False positive is where you can say, which is not an actual threat, right? It is it's like not an actual one, but it's like just a threat, or you can say it just generated by the system, but not the actual one, right? So that type of when the false positive is more, it's very difficult to know which one is right or which one is wrong, right? And it's very, very difficult to take the actions also, right? So when the false positive is reduced, then we can concentrate on the main threats, right? And can prioritize those threats, right? So this helps a lot by using these types of tools and all this. Then our third strategy is recovery and continuity planning, right? Now we should be prepared in advance, that in case any threat happens, we do protect, we do deduct the things, we prepared our machines, right? We prepared our human being, we prepared the complete defense system, right? But at the same time, if something happens, how fast we can restore our systems, right? How fast we recover our systems, right? So some of them is like your Dutch bank. They were having a traditional business continuity plan or disaster recovery plan, which was not able to help them analyze the AI manipulations, right? So what they did is they update their business continuity plan drills by stimulating the model poisoning attacks. That is our data poisoning attacks, right? So they add, you can say, programming into it to know that who is trying to poison the our machines, right? So those types of drills were conducted. Then any type of cloud AI outrage is there, any type of AI driven fraud deduction services are there. So those types of drills are conducted, right? Which reduces, you can say, 40% faster recovery from the AI related disruption. Means any type of AI interference or penetration or any type of poisoning into an AI tools, that is being, you can say, 40% faster recovered, right? So, okay, the second one is like develop a playbook for deepfake incidents and frauds. Playbook is what? Playbook is complete your, you can say, workflow, right? Where you maintain, or you can say that play this activity or that activity. You write the complete code that go to this place or that place, and then check all these things, check all these conditions and all those things, right? So that is what your playbook, right? Sort of your job which you run as a schedule. Okay. Now in this PNB Paribas, it's like they were facing a rise in a CEO impersonation fraud, including the use of deepfake voice and video, right? So, means the voice and your face, your all these things were they were facing this problem. So, what they did is they create a playbook in which they add the code which will verify the protocols for the video. Means is the voice matching or the video is matching. Employees were also trained, right? And they also added some deep fake deduction APIs, right? So this way they were able to block deep fake impersonation attempts, right? Then your third one is that conduct the red teaming against the AI vulnerability. The red teaming is what? Which it's like our team, which we keeps on finding the solutions, right? Like for example, here in our US Department of Defense, right? They were facing the, you can say, their application is exploited and adversarial inputs, model inversion or a data leakage was there, right? So they conducted the complete deep red team simulation where they did the adversarial image inputs misleading drawn object recognition system, right? Means as drawn is our machine, right? So that images whatsoever they see or whatsoever being coded into them, right? Those type of things is being analyzed properly and being you could say reverse back. Then model extraction attacks, leaking the training data, right? Or your prompt insertion attacks, which is your chat bots, right? Where they change the prompts whichever we give them, right? If we ask them to do one particular thing, they inject another prompt into it, and the chat bot will perform the another task, right? Then they also partner with some ethical hackers and AI researchers to test the vulnerabilities in a controlled environment, right? So this way, this helped them to redesign the complete AI system with the robustness, more robustness, so that their system will not get hacked, right? So these are the things which is used in a defense department, right? So by using all these three strategies, we can make our system more resilient, right? So whether we need to train our machines, whether we need to train our complete machine and human defense system, and the later recovery system, right? Now, some of the tools which we can use for our resilience is our like XDR, extended deduction and responses. We do use antivirus, right? But it's like apart from that, we need to do more, right? In this AI environment, we need to do more. That is our some of the examples of a Microsoft 365 Defender, right? What they actually do is they add the policies, they maintain different rules into it, right? At the same time, it for all the emails, endpoints, identities, your cloud apps, right? So everything need to be taken care, right? Whether it's your endpoints, whether it's your emails, whether it's your identity and access management, whether it's your cloud applications, right? So everything is being managed by this extended deduction and response system, right? It deduct the lateral movement attempts, means any malicious activities, if comes into a, it keep on monitoring those activities, and then isolate also, means at the same time it is taking actions also, that it isolate the compromised devices and user sessions. So it reduce the 80% of the dwell time and prevent the ransom breach. Okay. So another is your SOAR, right? We do use SIM, right? Apart from SIM, we need to use this SOAR also, which is our automated system, right? Means SIM, we push the logs. In SOAR, it's like we automate the things, right? We orchestrate and it respond the things, right? The same thing, right? It auto prioritizing the alerts at the same time, executing the complete playbook, which is your workflow, blocking the IPs, resetting the passwords, and this will increase the efficiency also, as well as reduce the response time of solving any incident. These are the, you can say, most needed tools in an AI environment, right? Then is your secure access service edge, which is your Zscaler, right? So in case of Zscaler, right, it's like it acts as a defense between your network as well as your environment, right? If your environment is what your overall infrastructure, where you have your all the applications, your data, right? And it acts as an intermediary between the network, between the internet, and between your own infrastructure, right? So what actually it do is it block all the inappropriate websites, right, which is not required for you, right? Only it's like when we create any environment, right, we try that maximum of our infrastructure should not be accessible to the internet, right? Only limited part should access the internet, right? So we block most of the IP addresses until unless it is required, any updates is required from their side, right? So we protect them using Zscaler or firewall, right? And then keep on monitoring and securing the data flow. Then if anybody, any identity or any context is try to access our infrastructure, we also try to block those things using these tools, right? So this basically reduce your network latency by 35% and also improve the remote access security. Okay. So next is your AI model integrity model monitoring tools. So what is this? This is your tools which helps to remediate or for the data poisoning, right? What they actually do is they keep on testing or monitoring the things that is anybody penetrate any wrong information to the machine or not. They will check the degradation of the data, whatever is being entered into the model. So they maintain the fairness and the correct the data bias, right, and retain the model. So this is what they keep on doing. This is for our ML systems, right, machine learning systems. So it increases the regulatory compliance, transparency, and our customer trust. Okay. Then your behavioral analytics platforms like your Vectra AI, XBeam, or Darkstack. So again, which I already told you, right, that like any legitimate user is trying to downloading any information in old hours, right, that thread can be deducted based on the behavior of a person, right? So this also helps one of the company to protect their 2 million patient records by this tools, by using these tools. Now, if we talk about the complete security architecture, right? So if you see in this diagram, right? So we are maintaining security at each and every level, right? Whether it's your network security, here we are applying our NSG rules, firewalls, application gateway like your WAF, right? Web application firewall, your DDoS, your private endpoints for interaction between internal subnets, right? Then your TLS and SSL for your encryptions, right? Your compute security, like your Bastion, which you use for RDP, right? Then your key management, we use Key Vault, and for your disk encryption, just-in-time access, right? Means instead of giving, you can say, instead of giving the access to the user for full time or any guest, we just give just-in-time access for 1 hour or something like that. Then your anti-malware, then update management, that is your patch management, right? Then in an application and a data security, if we talk about, then first of all is your WAF, right? We use front door with a WAF, right? Then your API management, that is securing the APIs so that any your functions, right, whatever functions you have written in an API, that should not be visible to the user, right? User in a sense, like those who do not have access to the code, right? Like me, right? Who do not have access to the code, but if I'm not using an API management in between, then I can use or inject, like SQL injections we can do, or any type of other activities we can do, so which hampers the security, right? Then your storage in encryption, like your blob encryption, your database encryption. Then your storage, your SAS, right? Then your transparent data encryption for database. Then your dynamic data masking. Okay. Now, if we talk about the identity and access management, then foremost thing is that we need to maintain the multi-factor authentication, right? And then we need to provide the conditional access to those devices or to the users which is needed, right? Then your ID protections, privileged ID management, your RBAC, your password protections. Okay. Now, if we see in this diagram itself, right, here in the first one, you can see there are remote users, right? Your customer client like us, right? Or some of you can say the brute force that we try to, some hacker try to keep on generating permutation and combinations of password and try to get into a system, right? Anybody can try to get into, right? So there, for that we have our firewalls in place, right, which allows us to get into a VM, okay, using our energy securities, right? Same way your application gateway for our applications, right? And then if there is access between on-premises and you can say with a third party, then we have our VPNs, okay. So this way, and then we have our you can say log analytics, means whatever we had there, whether it's a firewall or even anything, it is being logged in our logs, right? And then we do the analysis of those logs, whether it's in a form of events by our monitor, right? Or then we do the queries and generate, do the automation, make the responses and all those, right? So we did the complete protection using these monitoring tools. Okay. So this is what the overall security we can say, wherein we can use these AI tools, which helps us to, you can say, mitigate the zero-day vulnerabilities, right? And will help us to monitor our systems, right? So now it's a time for question answers if you have any.
Yeah, thank you, Preity. It was fantastic. And we have now opened for question answers. Please chat. Please use the chat box for your questions, and then we can start answering them. We don't have any questions on the chat right now. You can wait for another 1 minute. If you have any questions, please put on chat. Yeah, I think one of the questions is, Preity, ma'am, can you please cover strategy 1 again?
Okay.
We can do that.
So strategy 1 is where we are, you can say, where we are securing our machine itself, right? Whether it's in a form of a data, whether it's in a pipeline, or whether degradation happen, right? Here we are in a first one, it's like we are protecting the training data. Training data means um, means if I'm the user or you are a user, right? You using any internet, right? You do shopping also, right? You go to any shopping site or you keep on browsing, right? You want this particular dress, or you want some laptop or some mobile, right? Of some particular company or some particular brand, right? All these things, right? So what happens is when we browse particular mobile, of one particular configuration, right? Then next time when we open our mobile, or next time when we open our laptop, we keep on getting those advertisement, those types of advertisement, or those types of messages related to that particular um, particular brand or mobile, or you can say, or different also. It's like if you are searching for your Samsung mobile, right? Then when you open it next time, whether it's in Instagram, whether it's in your Facebook, whether it's your anything, right? Every next you can say article or next advertisement which you saw is that some sponsor is a sponsor ad, right? Wherein they were selling their own product. So because you are looking for a mobile, right? So it keep on showing it, and you keep on searching again and again, or you can just keep on browsing on it, right? Now they get our information that we are searching this particular thing, right? This particular mobile, we are searching for a particular configurations, right? If there is any loophole in that particular AI, right, it can take our information also, personal information also, like our mobile number, right? Or any information which is your own mobile, right? If you are saving any particular information, for example, if you are having a mobile and you are having a banking app in your application, in your mobile, and you haven't protected that application with a multi-factor authentication, means apart from password, you haven't applied your fingerprint on that, right? Or any of the pin or OTP, right? There may be a probability that those information can also be leaked. So therefore it is always said that whatsoever application, whether it's your Facebook, whether it's your Instagram, whether it's your Gmail account, whether it's your banking applications, or whether any of the applications, right? You always maintain a multi-factor authentication into it. Means apart from a password, always apply another password into it, whether it's your authentication application you use to authenticate your applications, or any of the other way you do it, right? So that your privacy can be maintained, your things can be maintained. So any of the AI which is being generated, right? So that type of protection need to maintain. Means whosoever is creating that API, that need to be trained or created into such a way that it should not take your information, right? But if it's a hacker, it can easily do that, right? It can easily get your details. Second one is like securing the pipeline, where means when we are generating any machine, right? Any AI, whichever is being created, how we create it? We do the coding, right? And we do coding in what? We do coding in some machine learning tool, right? Machine learning tool where we add some data into it, right? Sample data, we do testing data, we enter into it, right? So when we add those testing data into it, right? So during our coding process, right? During our coding process, we use the CI/CD pipeline. That is our DevOps, right? So in that DevOps procedure, we need to implement the security also. That is our DevSecOps, right? So how we maintain the DevSecOps? It's like we maintain the role-based access into it, right? Same secondly, it's like when we go to GitHub, we maintain the versioning of it, right? Then we do the static testing tools, integrate the static testing tools into it, dynamic testing tools into it, right? Then we do the code analysis, whether whatever code is being added into it, is there any proper validations, or you can say exception handling, or everything is there or not, right? So those type of things need to be integrated in a complete CI/CD pipeline, right? Then whatever is being generated or deployed, that need to be properly scanned with your advanced security tools. so that whatever is ultimately being sent is 100% secured and will not create any problem to the user, right? Whosoever is using it, right? So that this is during the creation of a code, right? During the creation of any application, whether it's a AI application or any application. Here we are talking about the ML, so it's a AI applications. Okay. And monitor for the model degradations. Degradation is like I told you, means our choices keep on changing, right? Sometimes I want, it's like I'm looking for eating some pineapple, or another time we are looking for apple, right? So our choice keep on changing, right? It will not remain same. Means one time I'm looking for a Samsung mobile, another time I'm looking for Oppo mobile, right? So so it keeps on changing, right? So it's like 1 month back I was looking for the one type of mobile, right? But I didn't buy it, right? So and another month my choice changed. Now I'm looking for another type of mobile, right? So that change, that is a data, right? That is a data, right? Which need to be changed, right? So we need to keep on checking. We need to monitor that the choice of a person has changed. Now the data need to be changed, the previous one need to be deleted and the new one need to be entered, right? So that is what, how we are training our machines, right? We are here we are only talking about machines, we are not talking about any human, right? So how data need to be protected, and the complete pipeline or whatever product is generated is the complete secure product. I think I make the things clear. Behavior analytics, I told you, means based on our behaviors, right? As I told, my behavior changes, right? One time I'm looking for one type of mobile, another might, or behavior, you can say your legitimate user, right? Means I generally work, right? Means one particular person generally work during this working hours, right? In the night, they sleep, right? Now, somehow system identified that my ID means my credentials is being logged in that particular system, right? Is logged in that particular laptop or particular desktop, right? Or in the servers, right? So it's a red flag, right? Means I generally do, or I generally operate my system during 10 to 10 or 9 to 9, but suddenly one day it happens that 9 a.m. in the morning, with my credentials I'm logging, right? So now it's a red flag for a tool, right? So so it will generate an alert. And second thing, it will check, means there's a permutation combinations, or you can say combinations of things, right? Means although I logged in, but it's like I am also trying to download the sensitive informations of the company, right? Or of the business, right? So this is the biggest red flag, right? So here, the time the tool see that this particular thing is happening, it generates the flag. At the same time, it block the things to do the perform that action, right? So these tools or these analysis need to be done by those tools. Behavioral analytic tools need to be provisioned so that they can perform this type of actions. So if you talk about these cyber attacks, that's what I'm talking about. So it is different number of attacks, right? So the biggest dangerous attack is like 0 day. Means other attacks like brute force attacks or any other attack is there, right? Those we already know, right? And we also find the solutions for that. But the zero-day attacks are which we do not know the solution, right? So in that scenario, those AI tools are required that they analyze that this is the attack, or this is the attack which is never happened before, and there is no mitigation solution in my in AI history, right? So the work of that zero-day tool is that it will start finding the solution, right? It find or generate the solution which will help mitigating that attack. If we talk about the thousands of attacks, right? So if you say that there are multiple attacks, how we are securing it? So the only solution is that we need to be resilient, right? We need to be do the complete things like deduct, protect, right? Respond, recover. So for each and everything, we need to maintain the security, zero trust security, right? So it's not that by only adding one particular tool, we will be able to secure our system. We need to secure our system from each and every angle, from at each and every layer, whether it's a data security layer, whether it's your application layer, whether it's your network layer, right? So at each and every layer, we need to add the security. Then only we can say that we are safe. And moreover, it's like whatever deduction tools or prevention tools we are adding, that should be a zero-day able vulnerability scanning tools. So, any other question?
Guys,
I think I answered all the questions. Are you saying something? I cannot hear. Your screen is freezed. Kartik?
am I audible?
Now you are audible.
Okay, sorry. I think with no more questions, we can close the webinar. Preity ma'am, thank you very much for your insightful session. It has been a pleasure having you.
The hand.
If you have raised your hand, if you can type the questions, please, that would be great. Are there any questions? In that case, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Preity ma'am, and thank you for your time. Thank you all the participants who have come online. More than 80 plus participants we had for the webinar today, and it has been great pleasure hosting you, ma'am. And we would like to see you in person when the She Leads Tech event comes, and we are planning it for July. So we would look forward to having you and inviting you there. All the members, thank you for joining. You will be granted your CPEs. Thank you very much, each and every one of you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for good appreciations and whatever claps you are giving. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.